Hi Bhavya, thank you for joining this. We look forward for this next minute to gain some good experience and knowledge from you and to know your college life and the courses that you pursued, the internship that you have did, and the current job that you are doing, the learnings and all those things. So before diving into that, we want to know you a little better. Why environment is a topic that you interested in and how you ended up taking a course in undergraduate. So over to you.
Thank you for inviting me. So I'm Bhavya Bhardwaj, and in my undergrad, I did my Bachelor BSc in Environmental Sciences from Ramanujan College, Delhi University. And the reason I pursued environmental science because after completing my 12th, I wanted to do something that is beneficial for both people and planet. That was my intention because I was seeing so many environmental problems around me, and so I wanted to be a part of solution. So that course was a way to figure out okay how to be part of that solution, and I'm still figuring out. So that was my intention.
Was it basically on your choice, not as a opportunity?
It was based on, of course, my choice. As I said, I wanted to do that. But then again, if you see that there are not many colleges that offer environmental science as an option. So I had very limited options with me. But thankfully, I got into Delhi University and I got to pursue the course.
DUT is the only way, right, to get into DU and pursue this course?
Right now, yes, but in my batch, I'm from the 2024 batch. So at that time, CUET was not there. So the students would get into university only out of the merit.
Okay, so we will go into your courses, right? So your batch was 3 years.
Yes.
So can you take us through the courses that you learned? Not every courses, but in first year, how is it? Second year, how is it? Third year, how it was? Like, do you had any dissertation thing in your 3 years in the India, or like how does it work out?
Yes, so I'll try to summarize my 3 years journey. So the first year in the college was all about figuring it out, not just, I mean, career wise, what I wanted to do, but also like personally. And because college is very overwhelming in the first year. So I was figuring it all out, trying to get into different societies and making friends. So it was less about studying environmental sciences, but more about other things as well. So first year was very overwhelming. Then from the second year, I started getting a bit stabilized. Okay, now I have to focus on my course. And I also applied to different places for internships. I volunteered at many NGOs. And in the second year, I also got my first internship. And then third year again was all about figuring out what to do next. So there was a point in my time where I wanted to do MBA because I didn't know what else to do. So I was preparing for CAT. And then I changed that. I was like, no, I wanted to do something else. And I'll tell you a few of the courses that we get to study in the environmental science course. There's a mix of, so basically you study everything from conservation science like water conservation, land conservation, to the policy concepts like legislation, the policies around environment in India and in global, especially in terms of how United Nations play the role, Kyoto Protocol, Montreal Protocol, all of these policies. And there was also one part of it which was, you can say, very scientific because again our course was a BSc course, so it involved a lot of practicals as well. We used to have a lab where we would give practicals also. So a few of the courses which involved a lot of practicals were like your taxonomy and some GIS, which is GIS, and then
Remote
EI.
sensing concept.
Yes, remote sensing. I cannot recall all the names, but overall this we had all the subjects. It was, I would say, one disadvantage can also be that it's very general because you're covering every subject, a little bit of everything. So for somebody, if someone wants to go into niche into one area, then I think it's a little bit difficult.
That's the best part, right? Like in undergrad, you figure out the types of courses you get, like it's pretty interdisciplinary. Like you had science, you had law. I don't know about social aspect. Did you had any courses around that?
Yes, we had courses like sustainable development, global
Okay,
climate change.
so one can figure out in undergrad that after that they want to go into law side or science side or social side, right? It's like pretty good. I find not as a problem if someone wants to figure out in which aspect they want to go in environment, right?
This both have a disadvantage and an advantage. As you said, that it depends on firstly what a person
Yeah.
wants. If someone who's targeting a job directly after bachelor's. So for them, it can be a little problematic. But for someone who's trying to just figure out in which research area should I go in, for that person, they are getting basically a taste of every subject. So they can easily figure out what next.
You said about your internship you did in your second year, right? So how was
Yes.
that? Like you got it from your college or you vouched for it by your own, or how did that happen?
So I'll take you through my internships experience. So I got two internships. The first internship was the one that I got through college because we had a placement cell in our college, using which you can apply for internships. So I applied to this one internship which was not subject specific for me because at that time our course, it had just been 2 years since our course was introduced, so we didn't have a dedicated placement cell for our course. That's why the placement cell was generic, and hence the internship was also very generic. It was some business development internship. So even though I completed that 3 months internship, but I realized that there is not much that I gained through this internship. It was a general experience, but not subject specific. So after that, I applied to another internship through LinkedIn. So I searched via LinkedIn that, okay, there are some keywords like sustainability, ESG, climate change. You can type on LinkedIn. You can set alerts for those jobs and internships. So I did that and I got an opportunity in an NGO. The organization is Energy Swaraj Foundation. So I I interned with that organization. And it was a great experience because they were working in climate change and I got to organize an event with them. So I joined as an event intern, but I was involved in basically everything. So it was a very great experience working directly with the director also. So this was the overall experience.
Did you knew the placement scenario? Like was a new batch for your university when like the environment one? Did you
Yes.
had any mind about the placement scenario? Like, or is it like the course is good so I can enroll in that?
So I'll tell you about the placement scenario. And I'll tell you one thing, that our batch, because I'm from 2024 batch, was just the second batch of the course. So only one
Yeah.
batch graduated before us. That is why the placement cell was not developed, particularly for our department. But anyone since college also have a general placement cell, and you can apply through that cell also. But then again, you'll get placed in general industries like as a business development associate or content marketing, something like that. So if somebody who just want to earn something, they can of course go and apply for jobs using placement cell. But if you are targeting again specifically for environmental science, so sadly there was no support from our college, and we had to figure out on our own. Of course our teachers were there to help us and guide us, but mostly the students had to figure out themselves only. But I think now, because the course has also evolved, so I think now I'm hearing from like younger students that there is a dedicated placement cell, and I hope that things will be better 2 to 3 years from now.
Did you get that majors and minors scenario in your university when for your courses?
Yes.
So you have to take an elective for that, or like the number of core courses you have, you get credit on that, or like, how does it look like in that scenario?
So we used to have 3 to 4 core courses, which was related to environmental science, of course. And then we had the opportunity for choosing one elective for the first 2 years only. In the third year, there was no elective. So there were multiple options. You can choose any elective. There was no restriction.
All those are from your school or like from different school? Like in my college, we have the option to choose electives from economic school, international affairs, or liberal arts. So do you have that option, or like
Yes, yes,
how
yes.
does it look?
Yes, as I said that you can choose anything.
Looking into the current scenario, like we also have courses around environment. First year is pretty basic foundational courses. From second year, we have major courses like GIS, EIA, and all those, right? So, do you find relevant for the courses that you learned and the internships that you did? Anything you found, okay, the courses I've learned, anything I can apply in my intern site or the things that I'm doing day to day life in general?
I think the answer to this question will be very, very different from person to person depending on what kind of internship they cracked.
Okay.
But for me, I didn't find the studies relevant because, firstly, in the industry, if you're studying GIS and EIA, and if you go for
Mhm.
applying to those jobs, one pattern that you will see is that the people hiring in those areas will only hire experienced people, PhD holders, and people with 2 to 3 years of experience. Very hard to get subject specific internships.
Okay. Got it.
So even if you are getting an internship related to your subject, it's going to be very generic only.
Is your internships are compulsory? Like we have specific internships, like we have to do internships to get credit, like we have been bound to do. Do you have like
Okay.
that, or like is it for experience only? For how does it look like in your university?
I think that's a great thing that you have credit for internship, but it was not like that in our college. Although many students wanted this system, but it was not there.
In general, per semester, how many courses do you have?
So we
The
had
time you
three courses, three to four core courses and one elective.
So how does your semester look like? Like we have 4 months of classes, 2 months of break, 4 months of classes, 2 months of break. So during the 4 months, the break time, I used to do internship, right? So how does your semester or a year look like?
We had a 6 month semester. That's why I'm a little shocked to hear that you only have wait for 4 months and you get a 2 month break. But we had a full 6 month semester.
So then, uh, when do you do your internship then?
You have to figure it out yourself. And it was one of the, I would say, disadvantage of studying in Delhi University. And I'm sure that you must have heard about the attendance system and how everyone
Yeah, yeah,
is.
I got it.
So you had to take time and you have to take off from college also because of your university, and sometimes it would affect your attendance also because attendance in turn will determine your marks. If you have less attendance, then your marks will also automatically come down. Although
Yeah,
we had a system in our college, for example, if you're doing an internship, then you can submit a letter, but that letter would only get you basic attendance to fulfill your eligibility criteria to sit in the examination.
okay, got it.
So it was
So,
very difficult to manage.
yeah, yeah, I get it. It's really weird. Like we have breaks for internship, and you have to find out time between your semester classes to get internship. So the thing is that I can see, say from my first year courses that it is pretty good. And I had a podcast with my dean even before some time, and we were comparing or giving a view about how BTech courses and BA or BSc courses could be far different. So in BTech, mostly they have basic maths one, basic chemistry one, like that. Do you have any courses like thing is that like as a evolving time, Python and all those tools can help us doing many of things that we do manually. Do you have any courses that you didn't like? You feel like why they are teaching us and it's a waste of time?
I think there were a few courses like but I don't think so that it's going to be same for if you ask like multiple people, the
Yeah,
answer will be different because I didn't wanted to go into GIS and remote sensing, and that is why I felt that the statistics course was irrelevant for me. That is specific, and if I talk about in general, I felt that in a lot of courses in every semester that there were few courses in which general things were taught, like basic things
okay.
like
Yeah,
what is air pollution, what is soil pollution, things like that. And sometimes things would also get repeated. Like you had one course in semester one, and then you
okay.
had some other course in semester six, and the subjects are overlapped.
Got
Sometimes, for example, that one thing, Kyoto Protocol, will be there in that subject also, and 2 months later, it will be in other course
yeah,
also.
yeah, yeah. I get it. So do you have any prerequisite of joining these courses? Like thing is that I before I applied for the current college that I'm pursuing, so I applied somewhere else. They were having prerequisites that you should have bio or you should have chemistry to pursue this courses. So do you have any like that? As of now, do you have something is there?
So did you had prerequisites in your college?
No, no.
What did you do in 11th and 12th?
So okay, I did PCM, but in my batch, students are there from arts, from commerce, from science. Like so, I can say there is no prerequisite because they give 50 or more than 50 for interview and less percentage for the JSET. We have a general aptitude test. So these are both of mix. Like you get logical reasoning aptitude test question. After that, you have an interview. Both are being considered
Okay, and merit is
because
not considered.
merit in the sense. I think on that basis you can get a scholarship. But
Okay.
I think if you are giving the college entrance test, so I don't think in your 12th whatever you did that matter to them. So how does it look in your university?
So, uh, sorry, you asked about the entrance, right? Yeah. So, because ours was a BSc course. So,
Mhm.
for enrolling into a BSc course, you needed science at in your 11th and 12th. Either PCM or PCB, both works. But you need science. But if you're doing a BA course, what I've heard from outside is that if you do a BA course, generally science is not required. But if you're doing a BSc, because it's Bachelors of Science, so technically science is required. So that was also one of the criteria that, okay, science is required. Secondly, when because my batch was the 2024 batch, which started in 2021. So CUT started a year after that. So our admission was purely based on the merit. But next year, a year later from our batch, it was 50-50. So 50% of your admission was based on your merit of class 12th and 50% on your CUT score.
Okay. For your subject only, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you find that relevant? Like the filtration process for this course is relevant, or you have gone through the 3 years, right? You have gone through the process. So do you find the selection or filtration process they did to take you for this course was relevant, or is it like any other way out is there?
So you're asking that if having the basic criteria of science is
Yeah.
relevant to it. Yes, because I know the subjects that I've studied in 11th and 12th, and I know the subjects that I studied in my bachelor. So now I can say this and have a strong opinion about it that yes, science is mandatory, and it will, for a science student, it's much easier to understand all the concepts and everything because it was a technical course at the end of the day.
So in my university, the scenario is like in first year, 50-50 were B and B students were there. And after this first year, we have, or in between, we have given a chance. If anyone wants to change their course, they can come. Like the students who have took art in the 11th, 12th, they have
Okay.
switched to BC.
So were they able to?
Yeah, like thing is that the amount of basics that are required they teach in classroom, you don't have to know the proper chemical bonding of every molecule that is required. They are teaching water, they teach for water, what are the chemical bonding or anything required, they move on. So it's like that. So they told that if we are teaching you from the basics, so why don't allow you to switch your courses if you like. Like if they have some job prospect, like they want to do something in the field of PhD or in future, if their BA degree would hamper that or make them stop doing that. So we have given an option. If you want to switch, you can allow. How does your faculties look like? Is it good or how is it?
So the faculty was nice. So we used to have different teachers in every semester. Some teachers were nice, some were not nice. And why do I say this? Because I am someone who used to do a lot of internship and stay out of college. So when you do that, you are generally not good in the eyes of teacher.
Yeah.
And so it is a little problematic. And as a student, I felt that they could have been a little bit more supportive. If I talk about their teaching methodology and everything, so I think they were really great teachers. Some of the teachers were really great. And in our last semester, what happened was that there was a many new teachers joined. So a lot of knowledgeable people joined. I remember that we also had a trip. We went to Odisha in our final semester for practical and all. So it was a great experience, I think. Overall, the faculty was nice.
So going into the college life again, how does your societies look like? Is it fun or do you have any societies related to you? This is
Yes, so our department was Department of Environmental Science. So we had an environmental club, eco club. So even though it was not our department's club, but most of the people were from our department because of course people who are interested in environment will be
mhm.
a part of eco club. I was a part of Eco Club, and I was also one of the core member of our society. I
Yeah.
was the general secretary also for the Eco Club. Networking I've done through the Eco Club, so I think it was very beneficial to me because I got to work with a lot of NGOs and people who are running those NGOs. Got to volunteer at different organizations, connect with other Eco Clubs. So that for me was the best part of the college. And another society that I would like to mention is Enactus. So Enactus, I'm not sure if you have Enactus in your college.
No.
Okay, so it's a social entrepreneurship society. So because
So
social entrepreneurship is again, it's sustainable entrepreneurship basically. So it's a great society for someone who is looking for entrepreneurship, ecopreneurship. So
someone
that
is
was
there
also.
to back them with money or expertise like that.
Yes, you can. Every society basically gets a budget from college, and as a
Mhm.
society, you can make that budget. And if this is something that you genuinely want to do, it's a great project. Then you can get the money. Of course, it has to be reasonable, but there was full support from the college.
So any mentors were there along with the club side.
Mentors, I would say, our teachers were great, but
Okay.
most of the mentors that I have met in my life were outside from outside college.
Okay. I get it. So how is your crowd looks like? Like there is a strict filtration process. You have to clear your COT and get into the college. But how does it, like I have seen many private colleges where people pay money and get into it. But after that, it's very few are there who are really passionate about their courses. Then they ended up taking that college or that courses in that university. but they find that the crowd is really bad.
Right.
How does it look?
In our college, the crowd was really good. They were fun people. It's not like everyone was like intelligent and only focused on studies. And in our batch, because ours was a small batch, we only had 30-40 students, but everyone was following a different trajectory and everyone had their own things going. Someone is working in the society, someone is in the dance society, someone is doing an internship out of the college in a different state, somebody has their own project going on, like they have their own business going on. Everyone was doing a lot of different things. It was very fun ground, and there were also like very intelligent, intellectual people were also there who were interested into research, and they had so much of technical knowledge. So it was so great to when we used to sit in the classroom and we used to have discussion with the teachers and amongst us also. It was such a great experience, and I miss college.
Yeah, it seems. How does your fees looks like, and do you have any scholarship thing in your
So
merit basis or something like that?
yeah, so I'm from Ramanujan College, which is a part of Delhi University, which is government university. So our yearly fees was 20 to 25,000. That is it. Actually, I'm from Delhi only, so I am not sure what is the hostel fee, but I'm sure it must be very reasonable. But I've heard that it's not very easy to get a hostel. Yeah, so people like students who were in my class who were from outside, all of them stayed in either PG or flats nearby college. None of them were staying in hostel. And because ours was an off-campus college, so people didn't really prefer staying in hostel because there were no nearby hostels.
Do your college provide any study abroad or semester extend, something like that? Do you have any, or do you know someone who have got a chance to do that?
Not really, but we used to have some sessions here and there for study abroad, like general sessions. Like sometimes departmental sessions, someone would come and they would be like, okay, this is what you need for studying abroad. And you also see that there are a lot of counselors and companies that are working in the study abroad business. So usually
Yeah,
they would come up in college and take some sessions. But I think there was no support from college in terms of because even I wanted to go abroad when I was in my third year. I'm sure everyone has thought of it. Researching, I realized that I had to research everything on my own. There is no support from people around me. Even teachers also, they didn't had a lot of knowledge. How to write an SOP, what kind of research program should I approach, how do you approach professors, things like that we had to figure on our own only. So that was a major drawback.
so let's come to you now. What do you do right now?
So right now I'm working in an NGO. We are working basically in environmental compliance. So I'm an EPR associate, which EPR is extended
Mhm.
producer responsibility. So I'm working in the compliance management for companies, so like producer companies, manufacturer companies, and recycling companies also.
Can you say about your community that you have started?
Yes, so the community's name is Yes. It is Young Environmental Sounds. So I started this community with two of my batch mates and friends. One is Jitin Sharma, who's also part of my batch, and again Shreya. So Shreya, Jitin, me, we all three started Young Environmental Sounds, and we all three were a part of the eco club of our college, and we were also coordinating with other eco clubs, other NGOs, and we realized that we need a common platform. Even when we leave eco club, how do we make sure that we all are connected, and whatever initiative that people are doing in and around Delhi, we are connected and people can join on weekends, whether it's a cleanup, it's a community meetup. So we wanted to create that space, and that's why we created Yes. And we started with Yes in I think it's been 2 years since it has started, and
Is it are you hosting those meetups in every Sunday as of now? Is it
we are I will not say every Sunday, we're not that consistent because we work with the youth only, eco clubs only, and sometimes exams are going on or holidays are going on, so it's not possible to do it every Sunday. But we mainly do one or other activities every month, and we collaborate with a lot of NGOs working in the climate change front. So it's a networking community. If you'll find all people from working, someone working in sustainable food systems, someone is working in arts, like how to express yourself through art, storytelling for climate change. So it's a very nice and
no?
powerful community.
What are the perks studying in DU and even in daily life? Do you have an event, meetups, or any sessions outside campus? Do you find it is a perk to being in Delhi and special in you?
So, one first perk definitely is the low fees because the
Yeah,
fees is low. That's a very big advantage. Second, the network is great. The student network, you get to meet students from around India and even outside India, and the faculty is great. But I think, of course, in terms of internships and other things, there's a lot of room for development.
yeah, it's pretty new, I think. So I think with time it would get better.
Yes,
So what are the disadvantages?
there are many disadvantages.
Yeah, yeah. Like I think you should be like pretty clear about it because if someone met their mind to study, they have to know both the sides, right?
So I think in terms of curriculum, I don't have the experience of a private university, but I have had few friends who studied in private universities, and what they say is that our curriculum is a bit more general. That I was also stating in the start, that our curriculum is a bit more general, and in private universities or in other universities, the curriculum is a bit technical because sometimes, like as I mentioned, that I felt that the courses were being repetitive and general stuff was being taught. So it could have been a bit more technical and a bit more practical. Like you mentioned that in your college, you have credit for the internship. We didn't had that.
Yeah.
So I think that could be added.
Okay. Mostly around courses you find there is a room of improvement, right? And in terms of placement and internship also.
Yes, practical things.
Yeah. How safe is your college?
In terms of safety, like student
Yeah.
safety.
Inside college, is it ragging free or do you find there is something like that even going on or
No, no, absolutely not.
surrounding campus?
No, there is no ragging. Our campus is very safe, and we also have the college also have anti-ragging policies. So someone is fearing all of these things. There's no need to fear because the policies are much better now. So there is no ragging happening as such, and the campus is very safe. I'm sure all Delhi University colleges, the campus is very safe.
So, what are the sources that you keep in with you in touch or go through to make you updated in your field? I know LinkedIn is a good hack. Other than that, do you have anything to share?
So you can of course like networking is the most important thing. You network with rather than studying in books and all of these things. That is, again is very important. You can of course
By the
attend.
way, it is very hard for me to approach someone and talk about something that is both are interested in, but still, I find really hard to go to a meeting or event for networking.
But I don't think so. You approached me, and you are also doing this series
Yeah, I
of
am trying out.
episodes. I think that's a good starter, and I think you're already doing great. So, but yes, that is important because you have to network with people. For example, if you want to go into ESG, so you have to reach out to those people, attend the relevant sessions, whether offline or online, that are happening in this industry. You have to apply for fellowships in the relevant. There are a lot of fellowships, especially climate related fellowships are increasing day by day. You can apply for them. So you have to like step out and expand your network. That is
I have
one way.
seen that you did one fellowship in Mercedes-Benz fellowship. Can you share about that? It shines a
Yes.
lot in.
So I wanted to expand Yes and its mission. And I am also a very big animal lover and a plant based and veganism promoter. And so
Are you
basically,
following?
I'm not a vegan, but I
Okay.
try to like avoid animal food as much as I can. I'm also trying to avoid the products that are made up of animal. For example, sometimes the handbag that you carry, the shoes that you're wearing, you never know that if it is made from any animal product. So I'm also trying to be conscious of that. So I wanted to work in the area of plant-based food systems and wanted to understand that how can I make impact into that, and that's how I joined the BeVisioner fellowship. And through that fellowship, I got the opportunity to expand the plant-based food system domain into Yes also because we had Yes working. So it was a great opportunity to, sort of work out that concept in young environmental sounds, yes. But after I left college and I joined my current job, I didn't had a lot of time because Be Vision it's a great fellowship, but it's a very time consuming fellowship. So I had to drop out of it. So I dropped out of it, but it was a great
Okay.
experience because we get to like I'm still in touch with a lot of fellows. We have our networking community. I also got to attend the summit that they have, the regional summit. So it was a great experience overall.
I have been part of the WhatsApp group of that year, and I find really helpful. Like for this series also, I find lot of guests from different colleges. So I think it's working great, and people do post opportunities out there. Even I go
Yes,
through that time to time.
we
It's
all
really helpful, I think.
Yes, we are also working on our social media also. If you check our social media, so we try to post opportunities and any events that are happening. So we're working on that also. So hopefully you'll find that also very helpful. I think I would also suggest you to apply for, like, you can apply for BeVisioner, because what you can do is the series that you're doing right now, you can convert it into a project. And so BeVisioner fellowship, what it does is that you have to submit a project there, and they will help you expand that project. Because and a lot
Oh,
of BeVisioner fellow, I'll tell you that they just have a project plan and then they get selected. You have a project and you're already working on it.
yeah,
So
like
there will
pretty
be
beginning
better
actually.
chances of you should definitely apply, and there are other fellowships also. I think you should explore and apply for them also.
What are the others? What are the ways to get in touch with you if someone wants to?
So through LinkedIn, I'm only active on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Anything we are missing out? Do you want to share anything? Or we have covered pretty everything?
Yes, I think everything is covered.
Okay, cool then. Thank you, Bhavya, for doing this. I think the people who are looking out to study in Ramanujan or even in the field of environment, given the CUT, have to give a thought on Ramanujan for this course.
Definitely,
Looking forward.
I'll be very happy to help anyone, because I felt that if anyone would be there to help me when I was in first or second year of my college, so I would love to help someone figure it all out.
Yeah, I would love to have you back. Thank you for doing this. Bye.